Okay, Shalom. First, I'd like to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Double honor to the elders and to you brothers that's doing the work faithfully and in truth. Honor to you brothers. Today we're going to start with scriptures. Start with from Revelation chapter 11, 14, and then we'll bring out an article just to bring out a small point of view.
Revelation 11 verse 14. The second war is past, and behold, the third war cometh quickly.
He said the second war is past, and behold, a third war coming quickly. War meaning destruction. And what's the third war that's coming? World War III. Because from the beginning, you have World War I, World War II, and now you got World War III. That was in the past. So even the scripture knows, that goes to show that the Bible is real. Because he talking about the second war has passed. That second war was the biggest World War II that happened many years ago. And now it's coming back again. Because people in their mind literally think that something like this is going to take place after that second great World War, or second great war. But the third great war is coming soon. And we got an article.
The article is from freedomfaction.com, and it reads, Wall Street is actively preparing a nuclear attack contingency plans. These bankers have first-hand knowledge of what is going to happen.
So, of course, people that's in the high power, people that's in the know, knows for a fact that there's going to be a nuclear strike. That's why they're building bunkers, they're getting prepared, because they know what's happening. They know the world outside are getting out for war. The nation outside the United States are preparing for a battle. But the only people that's not in the know are the people that's in their regular life, walking about, doing their regular business, but they have no idea what's going on outside the U.S. They are blinded to the truth. But those high elite and those that's in the rich power seat, they know what's going on and they're preparing. Continue on out. This is a small overview article.
The Hale Turner radio show just released an article that merits immediate attention given the current situation regarding North Korea. The article is entitled J.P. Morgan Chase Issues Emergency Bylaws for Banks to Operate After a Nuclear Attack. Just that title alone should ring alarm bells. Turner listed an excerpt from these bylaws filed with the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, on Wednesday, October 4th, 2017. These emergency bylaws deal with how the board of directors can operate after a nuclear attack has occurred against the U.S.
So the banker knows that a nuclear attack is on its way. They're preparing for it. But you know what? They could prepare all they want. They're not going to be safe from that nuclear attack.
That's right.
Because that's how powerful a nuclear bomb. You don't know how powerful that it is. This thing could create a crater probably 20 feet deep up on the atmosphere. Who knows? So what does it tell you? Preparing a nuclear attack that's happened. The bank themselves are saying that. You say that to a regular person in the world, they're just gonna laugh it off. They're gonna say that, come on, they're not gonna use the missile again, because if they use it, the whole world will be destroyed. But let me tell you something. All them elite, all them leaders outside the United States, they're not gonna be afraid to use the missile. Why? Because the Most High gonna put the spirit in them to make him press that button. Nuclear war is right around the corner. And it's feminine, because right now we're in a time where every nation will take its side to see who's going to join forces with me. You got one nation going to this side, got a nation going to the other side. Everybody's looking for allies right now. All the pieces are starting to put together in a chess, On
the chessboard.
A chessboard. And we're going to see which is going to be the last remaining pieces that's going to be left in that chessboard by the end of the day.
The elites, they fund the war. They make money off both sides, especially they promote the war. They make money off.
But guess what? They make money to promote the war, but little do they know the people that they fund the money to, they're gonna turn and bite them on the ass.
That's right.
So the elite are not gonna have control over this. They may promote the war, but the one that they promote it to, they're gonna turn their weapon against them. And if you bring them Ezekiel chapter 38.
Yeah, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start from 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tabor, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus says the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tabor.
Now we said against, it means with.
That's
He's
right,
with them.
And I will turn thee back, and will put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth, and all thine enemy, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords.
Now, when did this take place? I believe in 2008, when Warsaw showed his superpower to the whole entire world. When they were doing that big march parade and showing their strength, saying to the whole world, you see, look at me now, I'm back in power. What you gonna do? That's that hook the Most High put into the jaw of the Washing. He bring them to show the whole the military might. Now everybody's in shook right now. Those that's in the nose, now they're in shook. You know, they're just waiting. They're just now waiting patiently and hope that something has changed. But nothing's gonna change because Warsaw now is gonna be the main cast that's gonna lead all the other nation into the battlefield. Continue.
It says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Tagamar, off the north quarters, and all his band, and many people with thee.
Now, basically, what I said in the scripture here, all them nation, because right now, back then, all nations were considered to be weakling. Libya, Ethiopia, as well as many other nations were considered to be weak, very weak. You know, America look at those nations as a piece of shit because they know they were weakling. They were lower than them. But now those nations start rising up to power. Why? Because of Russia. When they see Russia rising up and standing against the United States of America, that's going to give an encouragement to all the other small little nations staying at home for a second. An enemy of his enemy is also an enemy. Let's go back him up.
That's right.
And the thing that's showing that right now is all the backdoor deals that Russia's putting out there with all these lower nations, or used to be lower nations, pursuant to the scripture that says, let the weak now say I'm strong.
Yes.
You know, and I'm coming up on that verse right now. But Russia's doing a lot of backdoor deals with all these so-called weak nations, you know, giving them arms, boosting up their military, boosting up their nuclear power plants and everything like that, you know, because Russia's ready to get it on, man, you know, and Putin's seeking allies, man, all right? And it says, verse 7, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a God unto them. And that's why all them lower nations, they're hiding underneath the umbrella of Vladimir Putin right now. Russia, because his band is strong, man, you know. America has lost their might over the globe, you know. We're going to get that verse later. And it says, verse 8, after many days thou shalt be visited, in the later years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely. Now, them, and that's going into something else.
Let's go to something else, you know. But so you know. But can we what this part about the unwalled city, real quick?
Yeah, that's verse. I think what is it, 15.
Hold on for a second. Let me see. Just give me a minute. That's verse 11.
11. I pass it. Yeah. Verse 11, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates.
Now that's talking about the nation of Israel. How after the Most High had freedom from Egypt, he's gonna bring them to a place with an unwalled city. Of course, Russia having an evil thought, thinking that, okay, let's go down there and destroy them, but little they know the Most High is going to be right there protecting them. But at the same time, it's like I could look at it as a twofold too, because What nation right now that has an own world city? America. Because America has an own world city. Why? Because the missile defense system is a failure. It's weak. You know? Now anybody could just shoot any of the missile right through them, and they have no missile to counterattack it. None. And America is also considered an own world city. And the difference between the nation of Israel and America, America is the most are going to protect their elect men. You know, when the enemy swoop in. I mean, the most are going to protect the nation of Israel when the enemy swooped in. But America, on the other hand, who's known as a Babylon, the most are not going to protect it when the enemy swooped in. Yeah. You know?
You're only going to get the elect people out of...
only the elect people, and then they're going to be completely destroyed. You know, and what's the next piece up?
Ezekiel 39:3.
Yeah.
I got that. Ezekiel 39:3. And I will smite thy bow out of thy left hand, and I will cause thine arrows to fall out of the right hand.
You see, so like for example, like when all the nations start shooting a missile upon the United States, now that's called an anti-air counterattack, where they shoot a missile to stop another missile from coming in. If Russia shoot a nuclear missile, as it descended in the United States, America will then shoot a missile to counterattack it, but guess what? It's going to malfunction. It's not going to work.
Missile defense.
It's going to be the missile defense is going to go down. That's how the most is going to knock the missile out of the United States hand. Yeah. You know, and from then that missile is going to drop and going to bloody to destroy everyone. Everyone that's in that area within the range, they're all going to get killed. You know. Thus again. On Wall City, here in America. America is basically defenseless right now. Yeah. Anyone could swoop in and attack. What's the next piece?
Second Ezra 16, verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrow that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the end of the world. Okay. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrow that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the end of the world.
Now, if you travel from Asia, you go all around in a circle. Who you gonna come up to? America. When you travel around the globe, you're going to end up to America all over again. America is that end of the world. Now, if you watch them archery, when they shoot an arrow, the arrow shoot, but it comes to a point where it just stop and fall to the ground. A missile, on the other hand, that's totally different. A missile got that fire boost to give it that speed. Once a missile is shot, it's gonna go to the end of the world. And what can go to the end of the world? There's more to that.
Verse 14.
Yeah, continue.
Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth.
Now he said it should not return again. When a person shoot an arrow, you know, that arrow doesn't return back. Continue.
The fire is kindled and shall not be put out until it consume the foundation of the earth.
Now a fire does not come out of an arrow. To the one that's living to the world right now, to a carnal mind, when they read this, they think that, oh, if fires come out of the arrow, but they're not going to realize that the arrow is talking about is a nuclear missile. That's going to be shot at the end of the world.
We can get that precept in Joel. Joel, the 3rd chapter. You know.
Alright, verse 16. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, return not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again.
So that missile silo, once he shoot, if you look at the television, at the video, you notice that how Esau built a missile silo and how he shoot up like an arrow, like a person shoot up. If you watch a war movie, you notice how the people when they shoot the arrow, right? They aim at the sky and they shoot it up, you know, and they shoot it up in the sky. It's the same way with the missile silo. You know, when the prophet's having the vision, she's seeing how the missile shoot up into the sky, and as it descends, it finds its target. That's that arrow is talking about. The arrow is talking about is the nuclear missiles, and the flame burn it behind it. You know, of course, a regular person in the world is not gonna get this.
I got it right here.
You know, go ahead.
Joel, to describe the missile,
Mhm.
you know, it says, I'll just start from 3. It says, a fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burning.
Mm-hmm.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, nothing shall escape them. So it's talking about how the missile performs.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because in the front of the missile, it's a warhead. You know what I'm saying? And the warhead brings a nuclear payload, which brings fire. You know. And then it's talking about the flame that burns behind it is the propulsion system behind it. You know, the rocket boosters that get it from point A to point B. You know, and that's basically just what I want to just break down. You know.
Oh, definitely. And then we got some more on there.
It says, verse 17, it says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days?
Yeah, that's the scripture I was looking for. Now that was Ezra. He saw that vision. He saw the nuclear missile. Because back in the ancient time, when the prophet had vision, the thing they see today in the future, they could describe it on their timeline. So when they see a nuclear missile, they call it arrow, because that's the best way they could come up with to describe how it looks like. You know? So when he saw the missile coming out the silo, he was talking about an arrow. An arrow that burning flame behind it. It's basically a nuclear missile.
Scriptures prophesy a vision is going to be 200 million.
You know what?
200 million missiles is going to be shot and hit this land called America. Revelation 9, start at 16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them.
Yeah, go ahead. It's 200,000. That's 200 million. Continue on.
And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and of japheth and brimstone. And the head of the horses were as the head of lions, and out of their mouth issued fire and smoke and brimstone.
You see that warhead, that nuclear warhead. Because when you see the word horses in the scripture, it's talking about the power, the might of that power. Because when that 200,000, it's talking about 200 nuclear missiles gonna be shot in the sky. Because when they shoot the missile in the sky, it goes in the orbital space, and then as it goes down, it's split into 3 or 4, 5 warheads. For how many missiles that's inside that one missile, it's split into either 3 or 4, and then he found its destination.
And it's controlled also by the scripture that he read.
Yeah.
And Second Ezra's, you know, the Lord's putting his hand on that. It's going to hit the direct target. It's not going to miss. The Lord's, you know, is putting his fury and his aim, his accuracy on those missiles to hit America. You know what I'm saying?
And the scripture says the earth will be shaken to and fro. You know what I mean? Because all this when the missile hit the Babylon, you know, America, whatever, it's gonna create like a what do you call it? Like a big earthquake. You know what I mean? So
That's that power, because the destruction of this country is so close. Because every day when you look at the television, you hear about weapon being built, weapon of mass destruction, ship, military might, bases,
right.
bases. Like people are finding ways, you know, basically strategizing, finding ways how to destroy their enemy. That's what's going on right now. It's a chessboard that's being played right now, you know. And the whole war is gonna get involved. When you think about we're in World War III, you know, you just haven't been a global scale yet. You know,
it hasn't been official yet.
You haven't been officially declared that it's World War III, but we're already in it because almost every nation is in the Middle East.
That's right.
You know, and it's right there near you. But people in America don't see it this way, and they're gonna be the first one to take that nuclear fire. And if you give me in Zechariah chapter 14,
14.
Yeah,
You got it?
Yep.
because you people go to movie theaters all the time. You watch all them destruction movies. You know, everybody's number one favorite movie was a Terminator.
Well, it's a part 2, the dream, the vision at the end, right?
Yeah, yep.
And how she had a dream.
How she had a dream and she, in fact, bring that scripture out.
Yeah, it's gonna
Yep.
go right into it.
Zechariah 14 and 12.
Yeah.
And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite the people that fought against Jerusalem.
Yeah, the people that fought against Jerusalem, because Israel has many enemies, and the Most High have not forgotten his the enemies of the nation of Israel. You know. Continue. Oh, fair.
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away with their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
He said that. Read it one more time.
Zechariah 14 and 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
That's a terrible way to die.
Yeah.
In a nuclear fire, because a prime example was in that movie called Terminator 2, with a woman named Sarah Connor. She had a vision. In the vision, what she saw was a nuclear missile coming from the sky and hit the ground.
And they got it from this scripture.
From the very scripture. The daily are not stupid.
Yeah.
The scripture, this said that thou are wiser than Daniel. He says that they're not stupid. They know what's coming for them. That's why they make movies like that. And every movie the Americans make is always about the American destruction.
And not to cut you off, but for some odd reason now, it's becoming like mainstream. Them talking about secret bases, underground cities, bunkers, and all this stuff. Now this stuff is just like a buzzword in the internet.
It's like
now,
common knowledge.
It's common knowledge now. So the elites have let it be known that they're gonna hide, and the sheeple or the useless eaters are going to die.
And their actions, their actions just prove that these scriptures is real.
Yeah.
They're living their prophecy. They're
making moves to further their, as the scriptures say, their inward thought is that this place is going to continue forever. You see.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. That's a good scriptures, because when the vision of Saul, when he saw that nuclear fire, because the missile hit the ground and the fire engulfed like a wind, and he burned their eyeball, their eyeballs. He burned their tongue, their skin, their flesh. In a matter of minute, the whole flesh, all you see was skeleton. But this movie is basically giving you a detail of what is to come in the United States. People saw the movie, they say, "Oh man, that was a great movie," you know. But in their mind, they will never picture that something like that is coming to them. You know, and that's when they're gonna get hit unexpectedly. Because the most they said that he's gonna come like a thief in the night, and how's come that in the night to that nuclear missile?
That's right.
People are not gonna expect it when it's gonna happen. And anyone got scriptures?
I got one. I got Jeremiah 50. It says, "The word that the Lord spoke against Babylon and against the land of Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet, declared ye among the nations, and published and set up a standard, published and conceal not, say Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces." And that's what we're saying today, you know, with the statues coming down. You see what I'm saying? This place, how it's in disarray.
And not to mention the infrastructure is basically out of place.
Yeah.
Every day America got to rebuild the bridge over and over again. You go to the station, everything is cracking, falling apart.
You know, in the men of the Lord, we're taking down their God right now, man. We're taking down Cesare Borgia, man.
That's right.
And like, there are people that they put on the pedestal, you know what I'm saying, which is Christopher Columbus and all these other people that they held in high esteem, man. They're breaking down those idols, man.
Their system,
you know what I'm saying? Their system, everything is crumbling.
Can I say something? That's what in Jeremiah says, "I have made Esau bare, and I have uncovered secret places," because like the Esau himself has been exposed right now. All the things that they've been hating for so long, now people it's become common knowledge now. People starting to realize that That's why the scripture says, they shall complain of an ungodly father, because like now all the secrets are coming to light, you know.
Yeah, that's how they move, through secrecy.
Yeah.
And right now they're crying right now because they can't, because for all their life they have been told a lie.
Yeah.
But now they starting to see, and those that sin, they realize now there's no hope, because this whole land they regard as a great country is now going to come to nothing.
Yeah. Verse 2, again, declare ye among the nations, and publish, and set up a standard, and publish, and conceal not, say Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both men and beasts. Okay?
And now if you think about it, right? Ancient Babylon, there's still people dwelling in it right now today. The modern day Babylon is Iraq. People will read the scripture. He said, set apart, none shall dwell in.
Yeah, it says, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate.
Land desolate.
And none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both men and beasts.
Both men and beasts. So what does that tell you?
That's talking about here.
He's talking about here, the United States of America. Because he said, none shall dwell therein. Because if you look at ancient Babylon never totally got destroyed. You know, and there's still people inhabited right now in this country.
Men and beasts, yeah.
Men and beasts. But here, he's talking about no one should going to dwell in this place. That's about the United States of America.
And the great, and the nation that cometh up against her from the north is those nations that's Russia. You know what I'm saying?
It's not just a wash shot. Like
China.
Exactly.
China,
it's gonna be a band together.
band together. Eventually, the NATO who started the United States, they're all going to turn their back against the U.S.
That's right.
You know,
It's gonna hit the whole, right?
the bitch. In fact, that's in Revelation. You got that Revelation being up.
Let me read forth. In
Go ahead.
those days and in that time, said the Lord, the children of Israel shall come. They and the children of Judah together, going and weeping, they shall go and seek the Lord their power. And that's what we're supposed to be doing now.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is the time of sorrows, like it said in Matthew 24. You know, and it's pressing us into a corner. You know. So if it's pressing us into a corner, we gotta seek the Lord 10 times more than usual. You know what I'm saying? And that's where he's trying to get us. He's trying to get us to turn our way back to the Heavenly Father, towards Him. You know.
I mean, he said whatever's coming that United States is gonna be as something I've never heard of before. The destruction that's coming in the U.S. is something that I've never heard of before. And it'll be taught from generation to generation. You know, that's why the Most High right now, we're just giving a warning. We're not out there to sugarcoat anything. Because when the ancient prophet, when they were giving tithing to all those ancient kingdoms, they was bringing them warning. They wasn't bringing any flowers. They wasn't bringing food for the poor. You know, they wasn't bringing any of that stuff. They wasn't bringing enticing word. They was bringing warning, letting people know that the destruction of this kingdom is about to come to an end. Likewise, we are the same thing all over again. And in today's time, prophesying, letting you people know in a chief course place that America is about to come to an end.
That's right. I mean, because like this brother said, in ancient times, man, people wasn't happy to see the prophets. People didn't walk past the prophets and feel everything was all right, man. When they seen us, man, they trembled. And they said, the Lord's men are here, man. They here for a reason, you know. And they know what ensued after the prophets came. Some type of calamity, a great destruction, man. You know.
But the difference between the people from back then today, the people from back then, they have at least some common sense that something's gonna happen because they heard about it and they take cautious. But here in today's American society, that's worse. They dumb. dumbed down, stupid society. You know, and our own people are just becoming dumber and dumber every day. You know, they don't take the warning.